heavy duty rock and roll.
Yeah, tell me, have you punctured holes in any speakers yet?
No, I haven't had to do that. Technology's progressed a little since then, luckily. And but I do turn the amps up to 10 like Link, and go for that wild sound.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for keeping this music going. I appreciate that.
Thank you
for keeping this music going. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Well, you are rock and roll royalty because Link was a king, and that makes you a princess.
Well,
absolutely.
Well, thank you.
And, I will make sure that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Opinion on that one.
I will make sure that you two have each other's contact information after the show is over, so that you can get in touch there. Now, we mentioned during the last break that Link did some cover copies, his interpretations of other people's music, and I think we're going to be able to squeeze this one in here without running out of time yet. He's got an interesting interpretation of a song you would probably never expect him to do, so we're going to listen to it right now. This is Link Wray's interpretation of Bob Dylan's It's All Over Now, Baby Blue.
Yonder stands the north with his gun, crying like a boy in the sun. Look out, the streets are crowded too, and it's all over now, baby blue. The empty-handed painting from your streets is drawing crazy patterns on your big sheets. The sky's falling down on you, and it's all over now, baby blue.
It's all over now, baby blue. That's Link Wray right here on the David Bowers Awards 60th Anniversary Rumble Special. And we are just so happy and proud to have had the guests that we have with us today. We have Link's daughter, Beth Wray, is with us. Greg Laxton of LinkWray.com. And from Rochester, New York, radio man Steve Litvak of Rock and Roll Rumble on WRFZ-FM. Before we close out the show with the song that everyone's been waiting for, tell us a little bit about, I know you've got a track you'd like to promote, and tell us a little bit about the song you're talking about.
We recently discovered a lost Link Wray recording. It was made 59, almost 60 years ago, and it was called Son of Rumble. For whatever reason, they didn't release it back then. It was a bad decision then, great decision now. We've been working with Dan Auerbach's Easy Eye Sound Records, and it will be out on April 13th at finer record stores everywhere, and you can hear it right now on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, all those things. But it's never been heard, and it's recently released, or will be released the 13th.
And you might get us a copy that we could play on the show.
Absolutely.
I've never been accused of being subtle. Thank you very much, Greg. And if people want to get in touch with you, they can do so at LinkWray.com?
Sure, LinkWray.com, and all the information on the Son of Rumble, everything going on with Link Wray, past, present, and future, you can find out on LinkWray.com. Any questions, fire away and shoot them at me.
There you go, everyone.
Trust
the man
me.
in the know has the information on Link Wray. And then, of course, our special guest and the princess of rock and roll, Beth Wray. Thank you so much for being here with us and sharing some of your memories and insides about your dad. I know I tell everyone my favorite Link Wray story in about the 30 seconds we've got left is having met him at a club over in Maryland back when I was in the Army and not even knowing who he was. He was sitting there in a room all by himself playing the guitar. I just walked up and talked to him and asked him who he was, and he said he was Link Wray, and I was totally blown away. But, hey, that's another story for another day. Want to say, want to also thank Steve Litvak for being with us. Steve, come on in here and tell the folks about your show.
Well, I play, rock and roll music, anything I think is cool that, rocks, everything from Muddy Waters to Motorhead, Buck Owens to Blue Oyster Cult, usually in the same half-hour span. And it's been 1 year, actually. Last week was my 1 year anniversary.
Okay. And they can catch you. They can catch you online too, right? WRFZ-FM's online at RochesterFreeRadio.com.
Yes, sir. 1 to 3 on the East Coast.
There you go. We'll be right back to say goodbye to everyone right after we listen to the song that everyone's been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, here celebrating the 60th anniversary of the release of the song back in 1958. Here is the original Rumble by Link Wray. Well, there you have it. That's it. That's Rumble celebrating 60 years since its release and celebrating the man who created it and made a classic of it, the first Native American rock star, Mr. Link Wray himself. And we want to thank our guests for having been here with us, the wonderful Beth Wray, Link's daughter, also Greg Laxton of linkwray.com, the website whom you can contact for any information you'd like to know about Link and his music. Also, our man in Rochester, New York, Steve Litvak. I have a hunch we're going to be talking with him more in the future, too. I want to thank each and every one of you for being with us. And if we could all get together right now, all three of us, Steve, Greg, and Beth, if you could get together right now on the count of three, it's time for us to do our closing, and I want you to do it for me this week. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Take us home, John Bon Jovial.
You got it, you guys. What a wonderful show. Thank you so much for being with us. This was absolutely incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, just want to let you know that the David Bowers Awards comes to you from the studios of Computer Help USA in beautiful Naples, Florida, and also the Valley of the Sun in Phoenix, Arizona. You can find us for free on Blog Talk Radio, iTunes, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Spreaker, Amazon Alexa devices, as well as SoundCloud, Mixcloud, 365 internet radio stations, and wherever great indie music is played. Be sure to click the follow link on Blog Talk Radio and like the David Bowers on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Facebook and all those other silly social media platforms. And be sure to join us next week for the David Bowers Awards, Saturday at 12 noon Eastern on WRFZ-FM 106.3 Rochester Free Radio and on Blog Talk Radio, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 6 p.m. Greenwich for all you international wizards out there. For more great indie music and talk with the artists that make it happen, until next week, I am John Bon Jovial, the legendary one, for the David Bowers, Nick the Geek, Hopalong Sarcassity, and all the other folks here at the David Bowers Awards. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week right here on the David Bowers Awards.